Many of us know the 150-year-old hymn, What a Friend We Have in Jesus. This hymn talks about the privilege of carrying everything to God in prayer. To be called a friend of God is such a privilege. God is self-sufficient. He's eternal, sovereign, immutable, infinite, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, wise, holy, and just. And yet God, who sits on high, chooses to look below and call the ones who believe in him friends. Now, we all know the gospel calls us to trust Jesus as Savior, submit to him as our King, and value him as our treasure. But it also calls us to enjoy him as our friend. Do we view Jesus this way? What does it mean for him to be our truest friend? And how do we experience this friendship? Let's go back to the night when Jesus gathered his disciples one last time. It was the night before his death, and Jesus was preparing his disciples for the next day and beyond. He told them that they were no longer his servants, for servants do not know what their master is doing. Jesus told them, "From now on, I have called you friends, for all that I have heard from my Father, I have made known to you." To just be called a servant of Jesus is an immeasurable privilege. Yet Jesus confers a greater honor to his disciples when he calls them specifically his friends. Likewise, because Jesus has made his will known to us through the gift of his word, he also brings us closer, revealing that incredible friendship extends to us. Secondly, the cross proves his friendship. Jesus himself said, "Greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends." He wants us to see the cross and know that he substituted himself for us under God's wrath, and he did it because he views us as his treasured friends. It was an affection-filled sacrifice for friends. Being friends with Jesus does not diminish his glory. He is still our exalted King, along with being our truest friend. His glory is not minimized, but rather magnified, because it displays the immeasurable riches of his grace. Only grace explains the sovereign King welcoming sinners as his friends. Jesus deserves our deepest devotion and our full obedience. We cannot treat his offer of friendship lightly. He chose us as friends. He died for us, and he will remain our high King and ruler and friend for the endless ages to come.